Next Level Mindset bringing you another powerful and positive video. The top 3 reasons most relationships fail. I want to share my experience on that, insights with that. Make sure you watch this all the way through. We'll see that these are not only reasons they fail, but we could use them as reasons and ways to succeed in any relationships. You do not want to miss this one. Let's get into it. First of all, I have to let you know this video is about 3 top reasons. You may have some more. There are definitely other ways they fail. Let me know in the comments what you have. But these are some that I've identified, starting with number 3, working back to number 1. The number 3 reason is unwillingness to compromise, unwilling to make sacrifices in our relationships. When I look back in my life over the relationship that I've had, one of the reasons most of them failed was my unwillingness to compromise and make sacrifices. Think about that in your life. Maybe there's a way that you can begin to make a compromise with the one that you care about. Sacrifice for that one that you love. For example, I remember one time when I was with someone and all they really wanted to do was go out and catch some movies. I wasn't really the outgoing type, but I realized that, you know what, I could make it a win-win situation. We're gonna talk more about that coming up. I could make it a win-win situation. She could get what she wanted, and I could also be able to enjoy a movie with her with something that I enjoy. Making that sacrifice, making that compromise. Many times during the compromise and sacrifice, most of us have felt in times that we were not really appreciated. It's not always going to be easy, but we can make that sacrifice and balance it all out, because balance is the key. But these are mistakes that we can avoid in our relationships, and compromise and hold on to a relationship that's worth holding on to. Is it worth keeping? Is it worth holding on to? Is it worth saving? Maybe there's a small way you can make a win-win compromise and save your relationship. The second reason most relationships fail is not having clarity in our money situation. A lot of us go into relationships not really being clear on our money details. I used to think that it was money. It is the confusion around our money. It is the unwillingness to compromise, like we talked about in number 1. For example, in my life, I always was that one who had my own business, a little side hustle going on, entrepreneurship, getting my hustle on, making it do what it do. You probably know what I'm talking about, but sometimes we fail to communicate. And there were several relationships where I never really communicated that, talking about it, getting it out, being clear in our money situation. As a matter of fact, I wrote something in my book, Still Destined for Greatness. I talk about how money is ultimately going to affect your life, your love, and your relationships. And I go on to write in there, it doesn't really make a difference what others think. How you view your money is all that matters. So whether you're going through a divorce, have been through a divorce, plan to get married, or just want to avoid a failed relationship, whatever you accept as true about money will play a huge part in your destiny and fulfillment. Nothing can be done effectively in your life without having an income that is larger than your expense. That's why the path to the greater version of yourself mandates that you have your money matters in order. Get that book. The link is in the description. So I talk about that, and in my life, what I found out is that the more I became clear about my money endeavors, the stronger my relationships became. Wherever there was less clarity, that's where the problems came in. I'm learning more and more now that I can be the master of my finances. And if you've been around, you know I like to use affirmations. I always say, I am an excellent money manager. I always have more money coming in than going out. I always have more than enough. So think about that in your life. How can we be clear in our relationships when money is concerned? That has helped me to avoid failed relationships. As I've gained knowledge and wisdom and grown older, I've been able to save relationships and have a positive impact just by being clear about my money. We can be clear in our money situations and grow and expand, take our relationships to that next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. We want to go to the next level. Everything that we do. And if you're new here, great music, entertainment, inspiration, motivation, join the family. Hit that subscribe button and join the family. Love to have you here at Next Level. So let's get back into this. The number 1 reason most relationships fail is not planning for the long term. Think about that. Some of us get into relationships and we never think about 5 years, 10 years. And ladies, I want to commend you. Some of you have been in a relationship and you've loved that child, even though it may not have worked out the way you thought it could. And brothers, you may have had to do your thing on your own, making it do what it do. But at the end of the day, most of the times our relationships fail because we don't plan for that long-term relationship. And so what I'm learning to do in my life is think about planning for the long term. What are we going to do in the next 5 to 10 years? What do you have in mind? And as I begin to look at the long-term impact that I'm going to have in this relationship, what is the long-term impact you're going to have? That is the number one reason most relationships fail and don't make it, in a way that we can reverse engineer this thing and turn it around and begin to think long term. Begin to think long term in our relationships to avoid failure in the first place. So what I've learned to do, and every day striving to improve, is to develop a plan for my relationship. Develop a plan for the long term. This thing is not just about a short term. I'm talking to somebody right now. You with someone that you love. So I just want to encourage you. Maybe there's a way that you can sit down together, develop that plan, think long-term success. Like I said before, this is not only reasons relationships fail, but we can reverse engineer this and avoid those mistakes and succeed with the one that you love. See if there's a way that you can develop a plan with that one that you love. It could be your husband, your wife, your lover, your significant other. It could be a partner for life. Whatever your situation may be, is there a way to still develop a plan and save that relationship? This is the number one reason most relationships fail, not putting together a plan for the long term. You and I can be different. We're on the next level. We have a next level mindset, so we can take this thing, turn it around, achieve success in every relationship that we have. Now, I've got something that I want to share with you about true happiness. But if you've already received value from this, do me a favor and hit that like button. The algorithm signal will let others know this video, OMG, this video. It'll let them know it's worth watching if you hit the like button for me. Thank you. First bonus point that I want to share, it deals with the idea of reverse engineering. Remember, we said that these are not only reasons most relationships fail. We could take these, reverse engineer them, and avoid a failed relationships. We can use these to heal and rise above. We could even use these principles in a relationships that may be on the rock, almost ready to be torn apart. And most of the time, we could take situations in our life, learn from other people's mistakes. You can learn from my mistakes. Check out that book, Still Destined for Greatness. I put a lot of principles in there about starting relationships over, holding on to relationships, learning from my mistakes in my divorce, maybe help you to avoid a divorce. So think about that. How can we reverse engineer and avoid a failed relationship? The second bonus point that I want to share with you, it deals mostly with being happy. I've learned that true happiness is more than just having things in life. In fact, a lot of us think about having things and accumulations of different material wealth. But in my life, I found that true happiness is not about having everything that I want. It's really about enjoying everything that I have. Your relationship. Is there a way that you can choose to enjoy the one that you're with? Is there a way that you could choose to hold on to that bond that you have together? Is there a way that you could choose to be happy with those small things that you have together? So that has worked for me. It's not about having all the material possessions in life. It's about enjoying the things that I do have. This next bonus point that I want to share with you, it deals with how to recognize those signs. A lot of times we are in relationships and all we need to know is, are we with the one that is true? I put together this playlist right here, 3 signs that you have found true love. I think those videos would be great for you to watch next. So check those videos out. See me over there. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Stay blessed. Stay positive. And remember, there's nothing that needs to be done that together we cannot do. I'll see you on the next level. Peace.